Sorry, I accidentally ended the show too soon because I was putting graphics up. And I think that's pretty much the fault of StreamYard. Thanks, StreamYard. Double the price, half the service. Hey, what's going on? What's hot? What's hip? What's happening? What is shaking on your Thursday night? Tonight we have, of course, the internet sensation that's sweeping the nation, Overrated, Underrated, where we take 7 items from your existence, and as a group, we rate them overrated or underrated. But you're very excited about that. And tonight, our wardrobe choice, the old school. This is a collector's item, the old school Tom Gully Show logo. Look at that. Look at that. There, man. Look at that. Look at that. That's beautiful. It's wonderful. Yeah. Yeah. Whatever it is. Brother. Normally this is where I would respond to people's posts in the chat room, but there aren't any yet. So we'll just sally forth here and see what's going on. We might as well just get right into it. Of course, without anybody to vote on this crap, it's going to be a long show for me personally. Don't say that's okay. I've always got a backup plan. I can end this damn thing right now, right this second. Finito, done, over. But we have assembled 7 items that we feel will excite you or whatever. Let's see. Not commenting is overrated, Doctor. You're so right. Not commenting. And man, if you're the only one here, well, it's kind of going to be your opinion tonight on overrated, underrated. Let's see here. Just not a lot going on. Not a lot going on today. I've been up a lot today and struggling with some things that happened not last night but the night before, where I was theoretically quantum leaped back in time and did so for the purpose of what would be a benefit to all mankind, and then through an unfortunate turn of it, let's not get into it. And then tonight, I don't know if I feel violated or not, but the host of a very popular internet program indicated that he would like to see me without any clothes on. And it's just... Our good friend Urquhart says, H2BH, happy to be here. Let me see. Let's see. Now we got people. Oh, and we got a thing I need to respond to. Let's see. Infowars said this had me dying yesterday. I listened to that part again today. I don't know. Are you talking about when I had to go back in time with the garrote? Yeah, it was hurtful. Chris is here from over at the soup party, and he says H2BH. H2BH. Did I put that? Yes, H2BH. Just so everybody knows I'm H2BH. Stella is in the chat, and Stella's always got... Nice to see her back from Romania. Tyler Scholenberger, who's from the Quad Cities. You know, I always thought I would see more wheelchairs in the Quad Cities. It says R.A.P. Bob Euchre and David Lynch. David Lynch I did not know about. Monday night we will be doing a show on Bob Euchre. Now, we were going to do it tomorrow night, but I had promised the Wolf, that I would be doing a show on Peter Sellers tomorrow night. So Bob Euchre pushed back to Monday night. Only Following Cows, particularly the ones named Juju, says H2BH. Thank you for the XOXO. That's actually from me. Lisa is here. She's got a very unique cartoon voice, and she also draws cartoons very well. H2BH right back at you. The J-Man is here, always H2BH, who asked the question today, the baby doesn't have warrants, does he? Wanda is here. She says, I love Tom. Well, thank you, Wanda. I'm happy to hear that, and happy to know I don't look like your father. Infowar says, yes, Lucas Malagos, as we all love Tom. Jared says, Tom, Beef Durkee would like to be unbanned from chat. Well, people in hell want ice water, too. So, let me do that as soon as I get to the end of some of these quotes here. Infowars says, David Lynch hurt. Yeah. It's Lisa. Okay, I know who that person is. Upfingers, great. Infowar says, he's laughing about Juju, the cow. Strip says, you have my thumb. Thank you. Hopefully it's not where my thumb normally is. Doc Torn says, I bet $50 more topics are overrated. Yes. I didn't do the thing about, hey, what's the thing that I do? Please like, share, subscribe, retweet, notification bell, all the free things you can do that help us with the algorithm, almighty, all-powerful, all-seeing algorithm. And we have super chats, we have memberships. Please hop on board those because Daddy needs a new pair of shoes. And lastly, turn on your gifted memberships. A lot of generous people donate them, and then you'll be able to hear the members-only content I'm too scared to put on the conventional internet. Bog is here. Had a great conversation with him the other day. He, of course, the guy that created the Tom Gully Frankenstein AI. Let's see. Ariana May is here. Great to see her. Waving back at her. Only Following Cows says, hi, Uncle Tom. Can we tour your cabin? For fun. So Beef Durkee would like to be unbanned. Okay, I'm going to take care of that while I talk. Bob Uecker is a huge favorite of mine, and as Terry Nee said just minutes ago, it was too soon for Bob Uecker, although he was 90 years old and spent 54 years behind the microphone for the Milwaukee Brewers. Played Major League Baseball, not well. I think he had a 200 average, and also hit 14 home runs, one of which was against maybe the greatest Major League pitcher of all time, Sandy Koufax. But he did knock one out of the park, and he did win a World Series ring as a catcher with the St. Louis Cardinals. So, some ups, some downs, some good things, some bad things. Let me get into this and see if I can get Beef Durkee unbanned here. Let's see, community moderation, is that where it's at? It's here somewhere, I swear to God. Here we go. Let's see. Beef Durkee. Dang it. It was right at the top. And then it shifted. And I'll get Beef Durkee off here any second. They should let you search this so that you go straight to the thing that you want to be at. Beef Durkee. Beef Durkee. Beef Durkee. Come on, man. Let's see here. I've got some really, really interesting names that have been asked to leave the program. Come on. Don't make me go through all these again. Fezzi McCool. Oh, yeah, he's gone. Let's see here. I'm going to be really mad if I don't see the name on this. And I'm thinking I'm not gonna. But we'll find out pretty quick. They're not even alphabetized or anything. Oh, there it is. Bam. And bam. Beef Durkee, you, sir, are free and clear to do that thing you do so well. Bob's got an up finger. Bog's got an up finger. Which finger? Thank you so much, by the way, Only Following Cows, for the $5. Very much appreciated. Doc Torn's been here for 6 months. Yay me, I think. All right, without further ado, why don't we get to the internet sensation that's sweeping the nation. Overrated, underrated. 7 items from your personal existence, and we will say whether they suck or whether they're good. The first thing on our list tonight, item number 1, is, of course, the film Forrest Gump. Incidentally, some of these items may or may not have been on the show before, and I just can't remember. But there we go. Oh, Only Following Cows is a new member to the program. I wish I knew their name in the Discord over there, but it doesn't really matter. I love them no matter what. Forrest Gump, the film Forrest Gump, overrated or underrated? As always, if it takes too long, I will tell you what I think. And I'm going to tell you what I think about this one because I have very strong feelings about this. This is the most overrated film ever. Ever. A guy that's a little touched in the head, a little slow. And do you know that this beat out Pulp Fiction for Best Picture? How's that even possible? Julian Zeezer says Forrest Gump is like a box of crap. I'm going to put that down as overrated as well. There's two overrateds. Tim Jenkinson from across the pond in the UK, overrated. Thank you. Beat out Pulp Fiction. It's Feds. Well, that's a thank you, Feds. Very, very high praise indeed. Doc Torn, thank you so much for the $10. I appreciate it. Why? Because Skull. Man, oh man, Doc Torn, so generous of you. Thank you. Ariana May said, overrated. Why is it so long? 4-0 so far. Terry Nee also says, I think it's overrated. Pulp Fiction it beat out, and I think it also beat out Shawshank Redemption. That's just wrong. It's wrong. I do not think that we're going to see a comeback here for underrated. So we got a shutout. Overrated. Forrest Gump, overrated. Item number 2 tonight on overrated, underrated. Yes, it is, of course, Chinese food, or as I like to say, Chinese. It's Chinese. Overrated or underrated? Underrated. I guess this is for Forrest Gump. I thought it was good. Your vote has been tallied, Doc Torn. As generous as you've been, I will go ahead and tally your vote, but it's inconsequential because too many people have voted against it being underrated, so I'm sorry. Beef Durkee says, hi, Tom. Hello, Dirk. How are you? Dirk, if I'd have known that was you, I first of all wouldn't have excised you from the program. You see how nicely I got you returned and how quickly. I guess since you are back into the show, I'll ask you, as we view the Chinese food, do you believe it's overrated or do you believe it's underrated? And do you prefer white meat or dark meat? Asking for a friend. Tim Jenkins says, overrated. Too much oil. Wow, that is shocking to me. We're already overrated on Chinese food. Plus, they eat urine eggs. Urine, Mayan, whichever. Lucas Maligo, very kindly and generously with $5. Thank you so much. A new pair of shoes. Put this toward that pair of New Balances you've been eyeing. How do you know that I wear New Balances? I do. For just regular tennis shoes. And of course, it's Adidas exclusively due to my contract for soccer shoes. But everything else is New Balance. They're very comfortable shoes. Julian Zeezer says, what we think of as Chinese food is basically Chinese fast food, underrated, but real Chinese food is much more sophisticated than what we think, and it's way underrated. So I want to say underrated on both of those. There we go. Terry Nee says, over Indian food is better, though. So it's overrated. Indian food's better, so. All right. Tyler Schollenberger says, when it comes to Chinese food, it depends on the dish and the way it's made. I'll call that a push. Ariana May says, underrated. Underrated. Sometimes it just hits the spot. Tim Jenkins says, sewer oil isn't sophisticated. Wow. Tim Jenkinson coming in hot. Good gravy. You got all that Indian food over there where you're at there, Tim Jenkinson. People laughing at Tim Jenkinson. By the way, Tim Jenkinson, I'd like to remind you once again, first of all, look at the Tom Gully Show old school logo. But I'd like to remind you, Tim Jenkinson, once again, Arsenal 2, Tottenham 1, came back from a 1-0 deficit and therefore have beaten them home and away this season. So London once more runs blood red. And I love that. It's like we, screwed up in the FA Cup. We screwed up in the Carabao Cup. We're going to do nothing in the Champions League. And, of course, the Premier League title is far, 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 never mind. It's just a dream. But we beat Spurs twice, so the guy's going to keep his job. Ariana May says, Chinese buffets are questionable, though. They really kind of are. You ever get there and you're like, I wonder how long this crap has been in here. Let's see. My eyes are fixed on that collar. Well, my collars are always better than someone else's that we know of. We are tied up on overrated, underrated for Chinese. And if you let me cast the deciding vote, it's not even going to be close. Underrated. I'm going to go ahead and vote for myself right now. Underrated, currently leading on overrated, underrated when it concerns Chinese food, or as we like to say at my house, Chinese. The pilot episode of the movie Kung Fu is David Carradine walking across the desert, and he goes into this little saloon, and it's full of people, and he asks for a glass of water, and he takes, very pastorally, takes this little pouch of powder and puts it into the water, and he starts drinking it very slowly, because he's walked 100 miles in the desert without a drop of water, because he's Kwai Shan Caine, Shaolin monk. And there's a very, very famous, it might be Albert Salmi, famous heavy in a lot of old TV shows. And he just points over at him and goes, looks like he's got a little Chinese in him. And it just sounded dirty and bad. It's not even dirty and bad, but he made it sound that way. Overrated, says our good friend Doc Torn. Been so generous for Chinese food. The Wolf says underrated. Underrated. We're tied. Oh, no, underrated is taking a 1-point lead. Lucas Malago says that is a solid collar. Yeah, and this is an old shirt. Old. It's 7 minus 24 is going to be 17. 18-year-old shirt. The Wolf says hello, folks. And, of course, we do have the most cheerful chat room on the internet as verified by independent sources. Doc Torn says, hail Wolf and Terry Nee. People saying hi. Currently we have underrated for Chinese food, going once, going twice, going 3 times. Terry Nee has got a muscle there, a bicep. And he needs it because he has a squeaky door. We are going to determine and judge Chinese food, also known as Chinese. Underrated. Some good cashew chicken. Are you kidding me? Please. Some General Tso's beef. Whatever. That might not even be Chinese food. Terry wants a recount. Maybe there's a hanging Chad here somewhere. I'll recount it when I watch the show back later, which, of course, I do every program. I never watched his show back. People saying hi, and Terry Nee. Harkening back to last night on the show with my tie-dye says, peace, man. Peace. Doctor says, are you sure that's chicken? Could be cat, but it tastes good. Item number 3 tonight on overrated, underrated. There's a good chance I will executive overrule an incorrect answer on this one on the part of the crowd because I actually care. Well, let's get these out of the way first. Wolf says Kung Pao chicken, Mongolian beef. Oh, it's good stuff. People saying hi. Ariana May, always glad to have her. Tim Jenkinson says Trump will put a 100% tariff on Chinese food. Do you think that's imported over here? No, they make that right here in the States. Julian Caesar says, hi, Kim. Hi, Tom. Hi, everyone. Have a snack and a tipple on me. What's a tipple? Is that a little drinky drink, a tipple? Dan. Item number 3 tonight on overrated, underrated. The one, the only, Miss Katy Perry. Overrated or underrated? Let's see here. Nobody probably does. Reno Hightower's here. Good evening, chat. Oh, hey, Tom. Doc Torn says, skull. Julian Caesar, people saying hi. Tim Jenkins says, super overrated. She can't sing. You've never heard Teenage Dream? You've never heard Firework? Please. Terry Nee would like the Mongoloid beef. The Mongoloid beef. Yeah, you got to be stupid to order that. Reno Tie Tower also saying overrated. Terry Nee says way overrated. Julian Zeezer says Katy Perry, no idea. I heard her do a duet with Mick Jagger once, but other than that, I've never heard her. You think I'm pretty without any makeup on. You think I'm funny when I get the punchline wrong. Anyway, Doc Torn says, when it comes to singing, Katy Perry has a nice rack. Well, see that, Doc Torn, I'm going to put that as underrated because that's what a lot of people are leaving out of this. They're concentrating on things like talent, skill, ability. That's not all we got going on there. You know what I mean? Tim Jenkinson says she's one of those that gets the audience to sing for her. Well, so does Adele. They all do that. They all do that. The Wolf says, you can't be objective, Tom, because of the Poochie generation. You might be right, but that doesn't help me here because, you know, I'm biased. Terry Nee says, you and Ray DeVito should do a duet. Really? I wouldn't mind doing a duet with Ray DeVito. I got nothing against Ray. Pretty picky about the songs, and you know, he not known as the singer Ray DeVito, so I'd have to really, there'd be a lot of negotiation on that. Julian Caesar says, I'll go with the Doc Torn's analysis. Yeah, well, I'm going to call that underrated too. There we go. Tim Jenkinson says, plus she married Russell Brand, so she seems to make bad life choices. Yes, but see, Tim Jenkinson, your point is well taken, but that's what I think is one of the best things about her. Because as I'm looking at her and saying, well, if she'll marry him, I got at least a fighting chance. You know, there's at least a statistic. Ariana May says, overrated. She just seems so inauthentic. I try never to see her actually speaking and interacting with people. Terry Nee says, you both have the same keys. No, she's got a much higher pitch than I am. You don't have to be it's like a plastic bag. You're a person and things. Baby, you're a firework. Let me show you what you're worth. Hey, I am a champion, and you are going to hear me roar. I am invoking the Tom Gully Show executive vote, and we're going to call Katy Perry underrated. I'll put the big E. When you get an E in the voting section, that means I did an executive vote, and that means you people meant well. But, you know, you sing better than she does live. Not right now, I don't. I've got a little something going on back there. Terry Nee said, I meant you and Ray. Yeah, I got that. You and Ray should do a duet. I got that. I was with you. I said, I got nothing against Ray. I would do a duet with Ray if he really wanted to. We'd have to pick something, you know what we could do? We could do, what's that Costello song that he does with Glenn Tilbrook? From a Whisper to a Scream. We could do From a Whisper to a Scream, and Ray and I could trade back and forth. Or we could do Living Just a Little. This is the better one. This is the better one. Ray and I, and I've never met Ray. I've never spoken to Ray. I have nothing against Ray at all. We could actually do Living Just a Little, Laughing Just a Little, which was originally Elvis Costello and John Hyatt. We could definitely do that. Definitely do that duet. So, Terry, if you could get that in the works. Julian Caesar, not sure who is worse at singing, her or Mick Jagger. Well, I think they both have a few record sales. Doc says, I could sing as high as her, but I got to press the daddy bag. The daddy bag, yes. Terry Nee says, Ray likes The Cure. Well, he's going to have to like Elvis Costello or John Hyatt if he wants to sing with me, by God. The Wolf says, well, there it is. No vote beats Poochers. You know, she's just, come on, man. There were other pictures I could have shown, but I wanted to be able to get through the show. Terry Nee says, I'll see him on the 1st. Well, you know, bring it up to him. You know, we can laugh as the funny man cries. We could do it. Living just a little, laughing just a little, ain't easy. I mean, we could do it. We could do it. Julian Caesar says even William Hung has a few record sales. Not like Katy Perry or the Stones, for crying out loud. Don't William Hung them, please. Please. It's just not. So anyway, Katy Perry, underrated. The next item tonight on Overrated, Underrated, item number 4 is, yes, the Tesla. The Tesla automobile. The Tesla. Yes, Ray and I would be the next Simon and Garfunkel. We'll be on Hullabaloo. We'll be on Shindig. All the big shows. Maybe we'll do American Bandstand with a lip sync version. We could do. I would do that with Ray. I would. I'm driving. For reasons I don't even need to explain. I'm driving. I will be driving. Let's not get into it. You don't come back from Dead Man's Curve. You know what I mean? The Wolf says, considering batteries, the Tesla is overrated. Terry Nee says, overrated, not sustainable. Thank you, StreamYard, for your usual jump 5 quotes up when I frickin' click on one. Julian Caesar said, I should abstain because I'm clueless about everything automotive, but since I'm a huge fan of SpaceX, I'll say underrated. There you are. There you are. Doc Torn says, Tesla, way overrated. You know what the only cool thing about a Tesla is, and it doesn't have anything to do with the propulsion system and gas or electric. The inside of the car is like perfectly wired. It's got a big screen in it's really set up for all that stuff. Now you could do that with a regular, you know, aspirated engine, but you know. Dupa is here. Dupa Dupa Doo. I'm preparing for a wave of people greeting Dupa because, of course, she is Dupa, and we do have the most cheerful chat room on the internet. And she says overrated, which is really running away with it. And as I predicted, there's a hello for Dupa. Terry Nee says, I would like a Tesla, though, or a golf cart. I've been in Teslas. They drive there, but see, I'd be worried all the time about where am I going to find a charging station. But I am telling you, that screen and all of its functionality and wired to the internet and all the electrical that on the inside with the modern and the charging really awesome. Really awesome. Now, I don't like the way that vehicle looks because, well, the first part about it is it's just not my Jaguar. People saying hi to the lovely and talented Dupa. The Wolf says, I like watching SpaceX too, but it doesn't change my vote, which was overrated. So currently overrated, carrying the day. But the outside of it, I mean, when you compare it to the truck, of course, anything looks good. But that just looks to me to be like any crappy mid-sized sedan. They all look like a Jetsons car to me. They're identical. So Julian Zeter says, I'm easily influenced. Hold on. Wow, that didn't hit me till right now. Okay, so item number 4 tonight on Overrated, Underrated will be the Tesla. And the verdict of the crowd, the maddening crowd, is that, well, let's get a couple more. Doctorn says Tesla sounds like a nice car, but 15,000 smackers for just a battery turns me off to that. You save a lot of money, though, with the electric. The Wolf says it doesn't have great styling like Remick. Terry Nee says, I like Duracell batteries, but my vote stands. Okay, well, it's overrated, according to the maddening crowd. It is overrated. Item number 5 tonight on Overrated, Underrated is a holiday that is coming up in the near future. And Terry Neese says Elon is moving towards hydrogen as a person or for cars. Ariana May says overrated. And Doc Torn says, I Terry Neese. Suddenly Doc Torn turned into Scotty on Star Trek. I don't know how that happened. The next item number 5, is a holiday that will be coming up in the near future in just a couple of weeks. And that is, of course, Groundhog Day. That's right, Groundhog Day. There's Puxatawny Phil in Puxatawny, Pennsylvania. And by the way, well, I'll get into that in just a second. Doc Torn is getting a muscle and overrated, says Doc Torn, for not just once but twice. Groundhog Day is overrated. Well, I don't want to tip my vote here, but man, they do. I mean, look at how they dress. They do go quite a bit overboard on a stupid creature crawling out of the ground. Terry Neese said he thought MLK was next. The next holiday or the next item on tonight's Overrated, Underrated? I didn't say it was the next holiday. Do you actually think the Tom Gully Show wants to get embroiled in an Overrated, Underrated on MLK Day? No. No. We're dumb, but we're not stupid. I don't want to get in the middle of that. The Wolf says Phil is overrated, the movie underrated. We're not talking about the movie. We're talking about the holiday. So there's 2 overrateds. Yeah, I didn't really look at how they make such a big deal about it. And of course, now they got that stupid wireless mic. And Doc says, sorry about the second vote. Chat wasn't showing up for me. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I can make the calculations for the jump to light speed. I could smell what The Rock was cooking. Dupa says, Wolf, exactly. So that's another overrated vote for Groundhog Day. Terry Neese says, overrated. It jumped the shark. Wife and I love the movie, though. Yeah. It's like, are we still doing that? Because I think most meteorologists have figured out that not 6 more weeks of anything, depending upon where that, by the way, horrible looking animal. It looks like a walking carpet, bath mat. Yeah, it's just terrible. Julian Caesar says Groundhog Day is underrated. Every other holiday is about to be canceled, but Groundhog Day is inoffensive. Well, your point is well taken. That is true. Terry Nee said, I thought New York City mayor killed the groundhog. I don't pay enough attention to New York to know what that's about. But I'll go along with you. Sure, I think he did too. In fact, I'm positive he did, even though I know nothing about it. Julian Caesar says in Northern Europe, they have some tradition that a bear comes out of its den and predicts the weather. Now, see, that's cool. A bear is a, apex predator and just really good. Terry Nee says he disposes of them at every chance. Ariana May says overrated. That's what the kids cheer now when the good player from the visiting team isn't playing well. They go overrated. Doc Torrance says I may or may not know a recipe for groundhog gumbo. You get the gumbo, you gotta let it sit for a day. 2-day gumbo better than 1-day gumbo. 3-day gumbo better than 2-day gumbo. Julian Caesar says groundhogs always try to crash me out when I'm doing intervals on my bike. I detest them. That's another overrated. So the verdict will be on Groundhog Day, the holiday. It will be overrated. Sorry, groundhogs. Our next item number 6 tonight on Overrated, Underrated, is steak sauce. Steak sauce. Not just A1, but this was the best photo I can find. Steak sauce. Is it overrated or underrated? I'll tell you right now, steak sauce is awesome. Just not on steak. If you put it in something else as like an ingredient, it can be really good. But on steak, why would you buy a delicious cut of meat like that and put that garbage on it? But don't let that affect your vote. The Wolf says, Doc, is gumbo like shrimp? Uh-oh, here we go. Doc says, Wolf, gumbo is like a stew shop. Underrated all day on the steak sauce, says Doc Torn. Let's see here. Under in the 70s. Underrated. Now it's overrated steak sauce. Well, I'm going to go by now. I don't want to have to travel back. It's a push. Terry's saying it's a push. Okay. All right. Well, don't draw me off sides like that. Ariana May says it's also underrated. Okay. Reno Hightower says overrated. It was originally made for Bad Meat. Bad Meat, of course, film starring Ron Jeremy. Let's see here. So that's overrated. Julian Zier says overrated. I actually like A1, but a good steak needs nothing but fried onions, mushrooms, salt, pepper, and love. The Wolf says, I am referring to Forrest Gump and shrimp. Oh, yeah, shrimp, butterfly shrimp, coconut shrimp. Let's see here. Julian Zier says Terry needs a good take on steak sauce. Taste change. Okay, yeah. True, they do. Wolf says steak sauce is underrated. It has other uses. Well, that's my point about steak sauce, is that it's great on everything else but steak. Doc says, well, in that case, yeah. Terry Nee says, exactly. It's okay for bad meat, which is, again, a film starring Gina Lynn and Ron Jeremy from 1981. Let's see here. Julie says maybe some butter, shallots, and a good sherry. Right now, I've got it as being underrated, and I think that's what we're going to go with tonight on Overrated, Underrated. Steak sauce, underrated. I just think it sucks on steak. It's my whole thing. But it's really good. You could put a dash of it in some dip sometimes or some other things. It's very good. Actually, I knew a person that would make a salad sometimes, a salad with like a buttermilk ranch, and just put a dash of steak sauce in it, and it just, wow. Terry Nee says salt and pepper and rubbed with butter at the end. The Wolf says, Julian, you can stop at the butter. Julian says, I forget what we're talking about. Too hungry now. And Terry Nee saying hello to Dupa. Yes, I'm telling you, right, this is another one of those nights I'm about to chew my arm off. I am so hungry. And I'm either going to, well, you don't want to know what I mean. I'm either going to have something really fast to make or something there's a lot of that takes a long time to cook. Let me see here. Let's get that off the screen. Item number 7, our very final item tonight on Overrated, Underrated. And it's appropriate for this time of year. And that is the scarf. The scarf. Are scarves overrated or are they underrated? Terry Nee says, rubbed with butter is a restaurant's secret. Well, not anymore, blabber lips. Terry Nee, by the way, back to the old avatar, which is like seeing an old friend come over for dinner. Julian Caesar says, I just ate a can of Goya squid in hot sauce for a hit of protein. Good gravy. Bob's Loofah says, Tom Gully is hungry like the wolf. Yeah. In touch with the ground. I'm in the sound. I'm on the hunt. I'm after you. Smell like a sound. And I'm hungry like the wolf. Doc says that scarves are overrated. Let me tell you, and this is not a scarf, but I like the neck sock. There's another name for it, but it's just that tube of fabric that you just put around your neck. That I like. Scarves, it's a lot. And plus, I always feel like I'm in a Charles Dickens Christmas thing. They are deadly. Well, wasn't it Coco Chanel or somebody that got their scarf caught in the wheels of some Nazi vehicle she was traveling in and got strangled to death? I think it might have been. There's 2 overrateds. I'm surprised. I thought a lot of people would come to the defense of the scarf. Terry Nee says, I'm dying for a steak now. Well, you got dough. You got bread. Buy a steak. You know, that wife making all that mad cash while you sit around the house not oiling the door. Dupa says, underrated. Well, okay, now let's talk. That's what I thought would happen. The Wolf said, I just had chicken strips with simple dipping sauce made from grandma molasses, chipotle hot sauce, and tomato sauce. Getting even hungrier now. Julian Zito says, scarves are overrated, but they are super beautiful when good-looking people wear them. Me, not good-looking. I wear a buff neck sock, as Tom calls it, every day when exercising. Yeah, those are awesome. Dupa says, I got to put the overrated down here. Sorry, folks. Sorry. Dupa says, I kill groundhogs with my scars while driving a Tesla. Bob's Loofah says, I like ladies wearing a scarf only. Bow chicka wow wow. Bow bow wow. Bow chicka wow wow. The Wolf says, the scarf on the girl is underrated. Okay. All right. I Dan. Doc says, rock on, Dupa. You kill those groundhogs with your scarves. And you do it while Forrest Gump is in the back and you're eating Chinese food with a, yeah. Terry Nee has very generously donated $1 to the cause tonight. He's laughing at Dupa. Everyone's laughing at Dupa, for all that matter. Julian Caesar says, scarves on the head on beautiful women are underrated, but as a functional item, they are overrated. We'll just say that's going to be overrated. And Doc says, I think I'm going to make a nice shrimp etouffee with his cold weather here, me. With his cold weather, me. Yeah. The Wolf says, Doctor Who's scarf is underrated. Ooh, that's closer than I thought it was going to be. Much closer. However, upon final inspection, and I am retallying the votes right now, by a single point, scarves are overrated. Wait a minute. Oh, Doc, yum. Yeah, it's good stuff. That's good stuff. I'm either going to have blackened chicken Cajun Alfredo, which probably won't happen, takes a long time to cook, or I'm going to have a sandwich. I think a sandwich is going to win. Julian Caesar says, Wolf, you just changed my mind. If it's good enough for the doctor, it's good enough for him. All right, if you changed your mind, that means that scarves are underrated. If we take one vote from one side and put it to the other, please like, share, subscribe, retweet, notification bell, all those very free things. They won't cost you a farthing that you can do to help support our little program here, and also to appease the algorithm, the almighty, all-powerful, all-seeing algorithm. Plus, we have super chats and we have memberships. I'll show you who's been kind and generous tonight doing both of those things, or at least one of them. And we really, really, really appreciate it, because Daddy needs a new pair of shoes, you know, and it keeps the show going. And it keeps me in Mountain Dew Baja Blast Zero. And then turn on your gifted memberships. Somebody might gift some, and then bam, you will receive a gifted membership. You can see our members-only show this weekend, where I will be playing highlights from some of my favorite podcast episodes. You're welcome. Let's see. Doc said, what's good enough for me, man? What are you talking about? Let's see. There's a ha. Bob Zalufas says, Wolf Gully, I like that better than Tom Gully. Well, I'm not the wolf, though. Kim Warfield is the wolf. So he's the wolf. Julian Caesar says, Wolfgang present. Oh, yeah, the wolf's got a very strong following here. Terry Nee says, your sodas are for a teenager. Terry, fairy tales can come true. They can happen to you if you're young at heart. You immaturity, bad skin, Mountain Dew Baja Blast Zero. Those things keep me young. The Wolf, with his very generous donation of $2, he says, maybe Brad will see this and call in. I'm tempted to call Brad. I'm so tempted. Wolf, we need to talk about this, maybe over the weekend. We really do. Incidentally, Bob Uecker passed away, and we will be doing a show on Bob Uecker on Monday. I would have done it tomorrow, but I promised the Wolf I would do a Friday show on Peter Sellers. So tomorrow's show is on Peter Sellers. Monday's show will be all about funny man, baseball Hall of Famer, Bob Uecker. Terry Nee is laughing at something. I don't know what. I'm simply... Julian Zeta says, much like in the musical Cats, Tom will be chosen to be reincarnated as a teenager. And Terry Nee says, our brains stop at 12. Speak for yourself. I didn't make it to 12. Dr. says, huzzah, Wolf, huzzah. Bob Zalufa says, is Brad missing like Hitman Dave? Well, he's not missing. We know where he is and all that other good stuff. He's not responding to our, what we call, request for interview. And he really should. I don't know what he's, because we were boys, we was boys. And we just want to have a little fun. And it doesn't even have to be on the air stuff. But Brad was part of our thing. And was a wonderfully funny, nice guy, Wolf says Bob was incredibly funny. Bob. Wow. Whoa. You hear that? You guys hear that? I hope an ice cream truck crashed and is on fire. Just saying. Artie Lang tells a good story about Bob Uecker. If you Google it sometime. Oh, Bob. We're talking about Bob Uecker. I gotcha. Artie and Norm Macdonald tell a huge funny story. Norm Macdonald tells several funny stories about Bob Uecker. I think everybody's got some great Bob Uecker stories, but the person with the most awesome Bob Uecker stories was Bob Uecker when he would appear on The Tonight Show with Johnny Carson. Doc says, wait, they was giving out brains? I thought they said grains. I asked for mine to me oatmeal, Terry Nee says, a drone? No, it's just, Bob Zalufa says, Tom, where is 972? You mean the prefix, the area code to our phone number? 972 is the Dallas-Fort Worth area. But I could have gotten it's just a number that was assigned to me by Skype. Oh, by the way, I should turn... Doc says, I heard the sirens and thought they was here in my street. The Kaya? Okay. I don't know what the French word is. All right, let's open up these phone lines because there's enough time that I'll open them. I don't think anything's going to happen, but I'll open them. Very briefly, because I got to get out of here right at 8 o'clock tonight, my time, 9 o'clock Eastern, because I'm starving to death. However, coming up on the show in the next few days, tomorrow night we will have, at the request of the Wolf, a show on Peter Sellers. And then this weekend we will be doing a members-only show. Please get yourself a membership because we will be playing 3 to 5 minute highlights, clips of some of my very, very, very favorite podcasts. You don't got to listen to the whole podcast. You just got to listen to the highlights. Just the juicy fillet of the... Anyway. A podcast, by the way, once named by Podbean as the podcast of the week or the month. Bob Zalufa says, don't dox yourself, Tom Gully. Well, it's a known fact that I live in the DFW Metroplex. Funky Bronco says, Peter North. I don't know what he's saying that about. Oh, you want a show on Peter North? Okay, man. You sure about that? You don't want Christy Canyon, or you want a guy? Okay. It'll take a while. It'll take a while. Because we're doing a show on Peter Sellers, and we don't want too much Peter at one time. The Wolf says that was his number in Utah, I think. No, it wasn't. I had an 817 or something in Utah. Funky Bronco says, what's good, Wolfie? People saying hi, Funky Bronco. Oh, are you drinking today? Are you, Funky Bronco? Doc says, next week, an interview with Doc Torn in full cosplay costume. I don't know what he would cosplay at, but the Wolf says, Funky, I am out of liquor. Liquor. Julian Zito says, there's no accounting for taste. Boy, you got that right. Funky Broncos. By the way, phone lines are open at 972-994-6822 if you want to call in. Make it quick, though, because they're going to be closed in like 5 minutes if nobody calls in. Dr. Strangelove was amazing. It was amazing. I'd like to take a moment here to give the point. The point, that's the highest honor that the Tom Gully Show can bestow upon a civilian. And that one's going to have to go out to a lot of great people. Only Following Cows with a generous $5 donation. Doc Torn has been a member for 6 months. Only Following Cows became a member. Oh, my God. Doc Torn with a $10 donation, extremely generous. Lucas Malago, $5, also very, very generous. Terry Nee with his traditional $1, greatly appreciated donation. It's not as much as some of the others, but it's more consistent. It's over a long period of time. See, it's the tortoise that beats the hare. And then the Wolf, my good friend who I've begged not to super chat me, is giving me a very kind donation of $2 in the super chat. And now I'm beholden for the rest of my life, holding these super chats over my head. Let's see here. Dr. Strangelove was amazing. Overrated. Jillian Zeezer. Nobody is going to surrender their essence to you if you do that way. Hi, and welcome to the Tom Gully Show. You are on the air.
Hey, Tom, thanks for having me.
Not a problem, Doc Torn. Thank you for your very generous support of this show. What's going on with you today? Are you overrated or underrated today?
Ooh, yeah, well, we're going to talk about that. Doc Tom, man, I tell you, that man, he overrated. I don't know why they ain't canceled him yet.
Didn't pick up a word of that. You were into some heavy Cajun mode there. What did you say? Is it overrated or under? Are you overrated or underrated?
I say that Doc Torn. Oh yeah, he overrated him. He way overrated. They need to cancel him.
I don't think so. I think you're underrated.
Oh yeah.
You're underrated.
You know, I try and I put myself down a little bit, kind of humble myself, so I don't get that big ego head.
I got you. And then thank you also for telling me you're making shrimp etouffee, and now I'm starving for some Cajun food. Starving.
Man, I've been thinking about that since like the start of the year. Me.
Yeah.
Yeah, with how cold it's been over the past couple of weeks.
Let's see.
I was thinking. I was thinking to myself, you know what? Some etouffee would be nice.
Well, it's gonna be. Bob's Loofah asked me, Tom, the ambulance was on Preston Oaks Road. Bob's Loofah, it has been. You're close. You're really onto something, Bob's Loofah. I have not lived on or near Preston Oaks Road in Jesus,
100 years.
20 years, maybe 17, 20 years, something like that. But nice try. Nice try. And by the way, attempting to dox me, beyond just the Metroplex, not a wise move. I'll give you a pass, but Funky Bronco says the bomb. Let's see. The Tom Gully Show, you upset about that Texas loss to OSU? Not at all. I'm not originally from here, and I support Texas Tech and Texas A&M. And not even that much. It's like I don't even care. If you want to know who I think I want to win the national championship, it's going to be Notre Dame because they're in Indiana. Funky Bronco, I wanted Texas to go all the way. Well, maybe next century. Terry Nee says, can you see what that says, Doc Torn, and pronounce it with occasion?
Yeah, let me just hop back here. Let me just hop back in the chat right here. Where is it?
Terry Nee, I've got it on my screen.
Sorry.
That's okay.
Ceste bomb.
There you go. Man, that's so great. Bob Zalufa says, oh, brother, sorry. Don't oh, brother me. And don't be sorry. Just don't do it anymore. Funky Bronco says, Notre Dame will go all the way. Julian Zezer says, Terry Nee speaking Klingon or something? Oh, it's French. Funky Bronco says, OSU has played too inconsistently, had an easy schedule, and lost to bad teams this year. That is all true. Do you care about that sort of thing, Doc Torn, the national championship in football? I mean, it's going to be in your crown city down there in Louisiana.
I mean, I like it. I'm happy about it, but at the same time, it's like not, because like when I lived in Florida, every year at this time, we'd have what they call down there the snow bunnies, the people from up north coming down to the warmer climate for over the winter.
Uh-huh.
And the one job I had, it was like it took me a half hour to get to work. It was like straight shot.
Yeah.
And with the extra traffic from the snow bunnies, they just made a half hour drive into almost an hour.
Yeah, we get that sometimes here with our giant stadium in Arlington. Julian Zezer says, today is an auspicious day. Both Blue Origin and SpaceX launched their Super Heavy boosters on the same day, and both of them blew up. They blew up. And that, what I think they should do, Doc Torn, is they should tape some chicken and some sausage to these rockets so that when they blow up, they're instantly Cajun. It's Cajun chicken, Cajun sausage.
That would be one way to make some blackened chicken, yeah?
I love everything blackened. Salmon, obviously chicken, cornflakes, anything. I'm a freak for that Cajun blackened salty deliciousness. Let's see. The Wolf says, did Doc mention warmer? The Wolf saw was trying to bring the warmer into the conversation.
Wolf and that warmer, man.
Yeah.
You think he invented it?
Well, he kind of did. I don't think they called it the warmer before him. But the Wolf has named many things over the years. Many, many things. Do you have big plans for the weekend here, going into a Friday?
Yeah. So there's this song. It's called Skull. And you did pronounce it when I wrote the super chat. You did pronounce it right. The part of the lyric is, raise your horns into the air. There is plenty ale to share. That's pretty much what I'm going to do all weekend.
Oh, that sounds like fun. You gonna talk to your lady up in Canada?
Oh yeah, a day, a day I don't talk to her, ain't seen this sunrise.
There's a day without sunshine. Yeah, you said it more poetically, more eloquently than I did.
Yeah, I do try.
Yeah.
With I have known many a lady growing up me. This one right here, this lady right here, she just bring out a whole new side of me. I mean, I'm talking about like I'm not acting romantic. I am actually trying to be romantic.
Right. You put the lid up and everything.
I wouldn't go that far, but
Let's not get crazy. Let's see here. Funky Bronco asking if Doc and Doc Torn are two different people. No, they are not. They are one and the same. And the Wolf is saying, "Oh, Canada, my one and native land."
oh
That's
man, I got to learn that song too.
Funky Bronco says, "I thought Doc Torn said he's having a child or something." Well, he and his lady are having a child. She technically is the one having a child, and it was the size of a pearl onion just about 3 weeks ago. Now it's got to be the size of a whatever's bigger than a pearl onion.
Avocado seed.
Avocado seed. All right, man. Things are moving up.
Yeah,
Pretty soon
yeah. Which means
you'll be the size of a billiards ball or something.
oh, I can't wait for that. That's gonna be like next couple months.
Yeah. Yeah. You guys got names picked out or anything like that?
If it's a boy, we're going with Damon. Am I saying that right? Damien.
Damien. Wow, that's scary. That's the name of the Antichrist in the Omen movies.
And if it's a girl, we're gonna like heighten her first name. It's gonna be Lucy Fur.
Okay. All right. Well, good luck with enrolling the child in school and all that. You clearly knew Damien was what I said it was. Funky Bronco says, "Thanks for the Nipper update." Julian Caesar says, Canada anthem is probably the best one except for the Japanese anthem, which is about 5 notes long. Let's see what else we got here. Funky Bronco says, "So is Doc Torn not married to this woman he's having a kid with?" Let's not talk about that right now. Funky Bronco says, "Oh, come on. Funky Bronco, you come in here smashed out of your mind. I don't know that you're going to, and then he says those are dumb names. Well, we all can't have a brilliant name like Funky Bronco. But you come out and you're smashing. Now you want to be moral about things. Let's see. Damien.
Well, last time. Go ahead.
No, well, I was just going to say the Wolf says Damien is also in a song, but what were you going to say?
I was saying, well, the last time something nice was associated with Bronco, it was back in the '80s with that really long high speed police chase over the interstate.
Oh, that was the '90s. It was the
I could've
90s.
sworn that- Oh wow! I don't know why I said '80s.
1994. I want to say 94. It could have been earlier than that, but they also had Peyton Manning, win the Super Bowl, the Broncos. Julian Caesar says there's a judge in New Jersey who didn't allow parents to name their child after something that society would consider offensive like 10 years ago. Enough said, well, he named the kid like Adolf Hitler or something like that. It was pretty bad. Funky Bronco said, whoa, 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 whoa. That ain't me. Funky Bronco. I don't know that you're aware of the new regime here at the Tom Gully Show. Maybe just tap the brakes a little bit, my man. Anyway. Well, hey, dude, I think I'm gonna get out of here. I'm gonna let you get your etouffee, and I'll just have a
Yes, sir.
lunch meat sandwich with some potato chips. No, it's okay. It's okay. You go have your delicious Paul Prudhomme, you know, wonderful Emeril Lagasse level delicious Cajun food, and I'll have a turkey sandwich.
I don't know if I go. I don't know if I go that far. Me, because if we're gonna talk some Emerald, I always mess up his last name.
Yeah, just call him Emeril.
If we're gonna talk some Emerald level cooking, I might need to call baby girl down because, ooh, that woman cooks how about slap your mama.
Yeah. Oh yeah. We got a place called Po Folks here in Dallas. And it's painted on the side of the building. It's a big building, and it's that kind of food, that comfort food, and not Cajun, but comfort. And it does say, food so good you slap your mama. So, anyway.
Well, they ain't wrong.
Hey, thank you for all your generosity and for calling in. I appreciate it.
Well, Tom, I mean, thank you for the great show. It's always entertaining. Chat's always fun. Even when the trolls come in with they half-arsed attempted at trolling, which is watching you shut them down like that. Oh man, I always got to get popcorn for that.
Okay, man. Well, you have a good evening. Hopefully we'll see you tomorrow.
Hopefully too. Yeah. Thanks for having me, Tom.
All right,
this
man.
was fun.
Same here. I always like it when you call. We'll talk to you later.
All right, later.
All right, bye-bye. That's the Doc Torn. A great guy. Just a great guy. And Julian Caesar, and he says it and he's right. You're always good on the phone, Doc. Really is. Really, really, really is. Will says, Funky, my roommate in college had a Ford Bronco. So there you go. I had a Ford Bronco 2 at one point in time. But nobody cares. Listen, folks, I am really kind of, what's the word? Starving to death. I would like to tip my cap to the Wolf. We will be doing a show tomorrow night on the, Peter Sellers, Spectre Clouseau. And then on the weekend, I don't know whether it'll be Saturday or Sunday yet, we'll do highlights from some of my favorite podcasts in the past. And then on Monday, we will be doing a show on Bob Uecker. And by the way, folks, Tuesday, you will not want to miss Tuesday's show. Do not miss it. Why, I hear you cry out? Because Tuesday's show is Let Me Tell You About Columbo. And our very special guest star will be Rumpled Trenchcoat and his sister, the host of Rumpled Trenchcoat, a Columbo podcast. So do not miss Tuesday. With all that being said, I'm noticing that old clock on the wall, and it says, well, like the Reverend Al Green, I got to get up on out of here. Now, you do not have to go home, but you cannot stay here. I'd like to see you tomorrow, though. Thanks to all those fine people who donated to the program tonight. And I guess the only thing left to say is, till next time, we'll see you next time.